They say Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492, but what if I told you that's a lie? What if I told you others had set foot on American soil centuries, even millennia, before Columbus ever set sail? Who were these forgotten explorers? Why were they erased from history? And most importantly, why does it matter? Stay with me as we unravel a mystery that could change everything you thought you knew about history. From childhood, we're taught a simple story. Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, sailed the ocean blue in 1492 and discovered America. He was hailed as a hero, a pioneer, the man who connected the old world with the new. But let's pause for a moment. How can you discover a land that was already inhabited? Millions of Native Americans lived here long before Columbus's arrival. So what do we really mean by discovered? And could it be that others reached these shores long before Columbus? The first serious challenger to Columbus's legacy, the Vikings. Almost 500 years before Columbus, a Norse explorer named Leif Erikson sailed west from Greenland and landed in a mysterious land he called Vinland, believed to be modern-day Newfoundland, Canada. The Norse sagas, ancient Viking texts, describe encounters with native peoples they called Skraelings. Even more shocking, archaeologists have uncovered evidence of a Viking settlement at Lance aux Meadows, proving beyond doubt that they were here before Columbus. But wait, what if I told you the Vikings weren't even the first? Because our story goes back even further, by hundreds, maybe thousands of years. In the early 1400s, decades before Columbus, a Chinese admiral named Zheng, he commanded a fleet of enormous ships, some 5 times the size of Columbus's Santa Maria. His expeditions reached Africa, the Middle East, and possibly America. Some researchers claim ancient Chinese artifacts, maps, and even DNA evidence suggest a Chinese presence in pre-Columbian America. Could it be that an ancient global empire touched these shores before Europeans? But there's still more, because some claim the true first discoverers of America came from an entirely different continent. Mali, 1311, the richest empire in West Africa. Mansa Abu Bakr Su, the emperor before Mansa Musa, was said to have been obsessed with the ocean. According to legend, he built a fleet of 2,000 ships and sailed west into the Atlantic, never to return. Could it be that his expedition reached the Americas? Some historians point to linguistic similarities, ancient carvings, and even Native American DNA markers that hint at an African presence in the New World long before Columbus. And yet, even this might not be the earliest voyage, because some theories suggest the first Americans weren't discovered from the east, but from the west. The Polynesians were master navigators. They explored vast distances of the Pacific, reaching Hawaii, Easter Island, and even South America. Some studies suggest their contact with native South Americans led to cultural exchanges long before Europeans arrived. Did Polynesians bring sweet potatoes, an American crop, back to the Pacific centuries before Columbus? If so, what else did they bring? And why is this history largely ignored? But here's where things get even stranger. Some believe the first visitors to America weren't just from across the ocean, but from across time itself. What if America's first inhabitants weren't discovered at all, but were the remains of a civilization older than we can imagine? Ancient structures like the pyramids of Cahokia, the towering cities of the Maya, and the unexplained artifacts found in America suggest an advanced people who may have had contact with distant lands, or even lost knowledge we don't understand. Could it be that the story of who discovered America is actually the story of a civilization that was forgotten? The deeper we dig, the more we realize that history is not what we've been told. And here's the biggest question of all. Who really discovered America first? The Vikings, the Chinese, the Africans, the Polynesians, or was it a civilization lost to time? The truth is, we may never know for sure. But one thing is certain. History is not written in stone. It is written by those who have the power to tell it. So the question is, what else have we been misled about? And if the story of America's discovery isn't what we were told, what other parts of history have been buried? If this blew your mind, imagine what else history is hiding. Subscribe for more deep dives into the secrets they don't want you to know, and let's uncover the truth together.